So we're in a really critical time of the United States. I feel like what's going to happen right now is going to determine, honestly, the fate of the United States as we know it. Either the country, the government, the way things are run, either the country is going to evolve or it's going to be left behind and replaced by something new. Um, there is hope for this, though. In terms of as the older generation is phased out and the new generation comes in, there's a possibility for things to change and turn around. However, right now is very critical because young people, are very tired of this whole back and forth thing between the Democrats and the Republicans, um, this whole unbalanced powers that are going on in terms of what the government can do versus what the people can do. I feel like, honestly, we are at the beginning of a civil war for the United States. Um, Maybe, I'm not sure how intense it's going to be, but there is going to be a very strong line of demarcation between old ideas and a new generation moving forward. As we go through time, there are going to be some events that are going to happen that are going to really bring forth this timeline. There are some events that are going to happen that are going to bring forth the demarcation of ideas to where the old ways are going to have to choose. Old ways meaning the people who hold up these old ways, the ideals that hold up these old ways, they're going to have to decide either you're going to evolve or you're going to be fought back into submission. In the next 50 years, the United States is going to take a complete overhaul change. And if it does not change, then one of two things are going to happen. There's going to be a huge rift between the people and the government, the people who uphold these old values and the people who want to move forward. And that is going to fracture the strength of the country. And either things are going to change during this time or another country is going to come up in the wake of our destruction. The United States has held strong for 400 years now, something like that, 500 years. I'm not exactly sure of the years, but I can see now the time is coming to an end for this country in terms of its golden era if it is unwilling to change. There are going to be other countries that are going to come up and evolve, and countries in Europe, smaller countries in Europe, they're going to evolve into something more desirable than the United States. The way we live our life, it's been marketed as glamorous over the years. But in truth, the people who come here come to learn that it's not a glamorous life, that capitalism isn't everything because everyone's miserable, and that there is other ways that we could possibly live. And other countries are going to become a more desirable place to live. You're going to see a lot of people in the next 50 years is a bit strong. In the next 10 to 20 years, I want to say 10 to 15 years, it's going to be a huge exodus from the United States where people are going to start living abroad because they can't get the type of freedoms that they feel like they deserve. And during this time, it's going to be a very critical era for our country. All of these things can happen. It's so many different timelines, so many different things that I can see just streaming past me. But one thing I know for sure is that other countries are going to change. and become a more desirable place to live than the United States. People are going to be seeking a different way of life. They already are right now, but it's going to become critical because now we are in the beginnings of a civil unrest between the younger generation, the people who require certain freedoms, and an older idea held up by a different older generation, or people who still want to hold up those ideas. But one thing that people need to remember is that when you decide to restrict and constrict other people's lives, all you are doing is kicking the cage. And that's also a part of the plan as well. People's cages are being kicked one by one. And we're at the start of civil unrest right now. More things are going to happen. More different types of freedoms are going to be taken away. I feel like the COVID vaccine situation was a precursor to more freedoms being taken away from people. To not have the ability to choose between what it is that you want to do with your body, I feel like it was like an introduction into what's going to happen. And a lot of time, these controlling forces, they will reveal themselves first in small ways, and then over time, it's more and more and more. And eventually, people are either going to leave or they're going to fight even harder for the things that they want. And either things are going to change or they're going to be forced to change with civil unrest. But like I said, the United States, we have a choice. The people and the government have a choice. Either we are going to evolve and be the start of something different and something better, or another country is going to come rising up. I feel like another country could be China. I don't know. It's not. I don't believe it's going to be Russia. It could be Russia if the people decide that they don't want to continue their own. When they don't have the choice to dictate where their country is going and what their country is doing, they can have the choice to change that, but not at this moment. But another country, other countries, I feel like in Europe, are definitely going to start rising up and becoming safe havens for people who are tired of this type of lifestyle that we live in the United States. One in particular, I can see a female leader who invites other people to her country. Could be Canada. I don't know. But I know for sure one country is going to rise in power that's going to overshadow the United States if things don't change. And it seems like we're on that track right now. It's not a bad thing. Maybe to the people who want to stay in control, but all that to say, we have to change our ways. We have to change how we see ourselves, how we see others as a result of how we see ourselves. We have to want to be different. We have to want to evolve. And if we don't, we will be left behind. That is what has been spoken to me today, and I feel like I needed to share that. Bye.